I close my eyes, close the door. I won't worry anymore. I've been waiting for you every day and every night. Cut the light, let it fade. I don't wanna be afraid. I've been waiting for you. Tonight it is bright, stars shine bright. I just really wanna be with you. I celebrate, pray for the day when all my wishes will be coming true. My heart beats like a drum, like a drum. Dum dum dum, dum dum dum. And my feet step the beat like a drum. Dum dum dum, dum dum dum. My heart beats like a drum, like a drum. Dum dum dum, dum dum dum.
What's up, guys? Blue Sun JRPGs here. Happy Saturday. Thought I'd show off my Final Fantasy collection. It's my largest series collection. I think that's because there's the most Final Fantasy games. I mean, there's a million of them out there. Realistically, there's probably about 30 or 40 games out there. I obviously don't have them all. I would like to have them all someday, but I just don't have them at this point. Maybe I'll show you some update videos as I get closer to completing my collection. But yeah, let's start. The first game I have is actually going to be for the PS1. I don't have any of the NES or SNES ones. I did originally have the original Final Fantasy on the NES a couple of years ago, but I traded that in. I wish I kept it, but made the mistake of trading it in. So without further ado, the first one I have is Final Fantasy Chronicles. And this actually comes with Chrono Trigger as well as Final Fantasy IV. Now, Chrono Trigger is obviously an amazing game as well. And Final Fantasy IV is a pretty good one as well. So you're going to get this for like 10-15 bucks the absolute most, and you're going to have two awesome games. So I would definitely recommend picking that up. Second one I have is Final Fantasy VII. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII is many people's favorite Final Fantasy, mine included. I'm not too bothered by greatest hits versions on the Final Fantasies. I prefer the Black Label, but it's not going to ruin my day. Honestly, I mean, Final Fantasy games, like I said, they're never going to be big money just because they've sold so much. So, I mean, if you think that maybe this might take $5 off the ultimate value of this, then, I mean, I don't really care about that because they're never going to be big money games just because they've sold so many copies. And then we have Final Fantasy IX. This is probably my second or third favorite Final Fantasy. I'll probably put it third now, actually. But obviously a great game. This is actually another one that many people do consider their favorite game. And then moving over to the PS2, kind of a spin-off of Final Fantasy VII, we have Dirge of Cerberus. This is a really fun game. If you're a hardcore Final Fantasy fan, I would absolutely recommend this. And like I said, I'm not the biggest Final Fantasy guy. But just playing Final Fantasy games, I mean, you can appreciate them just for the work that they put into these games. There's so much production value that goes into a Final Fantasy game. And I think that's one of the biggest things about this series. You know what you're getting when you pick Final Fantasy. You know you're going to have a high quality game. Moving along, get Final Fantasy 12. I've never played 12 yet. I know some people are going to shoot me. I get a big backlog. I still got to get to this one. A lot of people didn't, if I can remember correctly, a lot of people didn't have rave reviews about this one. This wasn't one of the favorite ones. But maybe I'll give it a shot pretty soon. Then, of course, I have Final Fantasy X. I have Greatest Hits and the regular version. I actually got the regular version in a lot, so I figured I'd pick it up and replace the Greatest Hits edition with that. And then we have X-2 and X-2 Greatest Hits. Kind of the same thing there. Got it in the same lot with the other one, so I figured, hey, it had like an extra $4 what my game would have been without it, so I figured I'd add a couple of the black labels in there for it. And then you also have 10 and X-2 Remake on the PS3. I actually had my first and only experience on this game on the PS3. And I love this game, actually. I thought it was really good. I'm not sure how the PS2 one was. Maybe I'll go back and play that, but I like this version of it. So I mean, if you guys see it out there, you'll probably get it for like $5 or $10. I mean, and it comes with this cool little art book as well, where you hold the games and like that. This actually reminds me too. I actually forgot one of the games like this. I'll have to run upstairs and edit it in later. Then I have Final Fantasy 13, another Greatest Hits one. This kind of divides me. Some people hate Lightning. I don't know how to feel about her. I mean, as I play this one a little bit more, I'm kind of coming on to Lightning a little bit. I think she's a little bit more than what people think. Also have 13 as well for the 360. I think both are pretty comparable. I don't think there's a difference between playing for the 360 or playing for the PS. I think maybe I might prefer the PlayStation just because the rest of the series is on PlayStation. And then Lightning Returns, of course, the sequel that nobody seemed to want, but we got it anyway. And that is Lightning Returns. I have not played Lightning Returns yet. I'll probably get to it someday, just because, like I said, I do actually like Lightning compared to what most people. Don't get this twisted. I'm not Lightning's biggest fan, but I do like Lightning more than most people. And then I have Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. Apparently, this was a PSP game that was ported over to the Xbox One and the PS4. I thought this was a really good game. You don't hear many people talking about Type 0 as one of their favorites. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I mean, it's a spin-off game, so I like that game. I mean, if you guys have Xbox One, PS4, go pick it up. It's probably like $10 right now, so I definitely pick it up. And then I do have a sealed copy of the Final Fantasy 15 Deluxe Edition. Reason I still have this sealed, I almost never have any of my games sealed. The reason I have it sealed is because I actually bought this for the Xbox One. And then I beat it on Xbox One, and then I traded in my Xbox. I traded in the copy of my Xbox One and put it towards this beauty of a system. This is of course the Final Fantasy 15 PS4 console. So yeah, I put the Xbox One version of Final Fantasy 15 Ultimate Edition or Deluxe Edition. And I put that towards this, so it took about $70 off the price, and I got the game actually included as well. So the difference in prices between actually going for like the regular PS4 and this was only about $50. Plus, I actually got the Final Fantasy game sealed. And the way I say it, I'll probably just keep it sealed, just because I already beat the game only a couple months ago. So maybe in a couple months when the game drops, even maybe $10 or $15, I'll actually buy another copy of Final Fantasy 15 to actually play that one. I did leave out a couple of the PlayStation Portable games. You got Final Fantasy, Disgaea, and Disgaea 2. Now, I haven't played any of the Disgaea ones, so I can't really give a review on those, and I haven't heard many people's opinions on those. And then we got Final Fantasy, the original one, 20th Anniversary Edition. This is my first true experience into the original Final Fantasy. I never beat it. Like I said, I had the NES version, but I never beat it on that one. I never even got too far into it. But I've actually got pretty far into this one. I'm about 20 hours in right now. It's the game I'm currently playing. I'm having a blast. They souped up the graphics a little bit for this, and I think it's an awesome port. I mean, it might be the best port of the original Final Fantasy there's out there. If there's a better one, let me know, because I mean, I'm having a blast with this. And it's the type of RPG I want to play portable, because it's not too in-depth. It's not crazy. Like, some RPGs you want to sit down for a couple hours at a time and play. But I don't mind playing this type of RPG on the go. It almost feels like a Pokemon game, an early Pokemon game to me. So I definitely like that. And then of course we have Final Fantasy Tactics, strategy RPG, great game. One of the best in the series. Obviously a little bit different than everything else in the series, but definitely one of the best games in the series. Alright guys, and the last game I have is going to be World of Final Fantasy Limited Edition. I actually got this one at GameStop. Obviously, similar art book right here as well. I got this one at GameStop for the same price as the regular game because it was used. And GameStop doesn't differentiate between prices between the regular games and then their collector's editions that are used. The new ones they will differentiate, but the used ones they won't. So sometimes you can get some nice deals if you go in there enough, you're gonna stumble on some good finds like that. Yeah, I mean, the same type of art book as Final Fantasy X Remake. Really cool. Comes with a little I Am Setsuna, little promotional thing. I Am Setsuna right here. I mean, I wish they did a physical release of I Am Setsuna. That's a game I want to play. I'm kind of bummed they aren't doing that. But anyway, guys, that's my Final Fantasy collection. Like I said, it's not the biggest thing. I don't have it complete, but I have about 15-20 games. I have a lot of the ones that I want to play so far. I mean, eventually I want to go back and I'm missing 2, I'm missing 3, I'm missing 5, I'm missing 6, and I'm missing 8. Well, those are the ones I'm missing, I think. Maybe I'm missing the MMO ones. I'm missing 14 and 11. But I think other than that, I think I have all the main ones. If you guys think I'm missing one that I think I should get, let me know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace out.